Now, Ty Cobb, as you know, is a Reno resident who served as a special assistant to President Ronald Reagan.
Yeah, that's right. Now, he says the U.S. strike against Soleimani and his forces was a wise one. Paul Nelson talked to Ty Cobb about what could happen next. Paul, what did he have to say?
Well, Ryan, like most people, he does think there will be some retaliation, but he also thinks the Quds Force would have attacked anyway. He says overall this is a good thing for the U.S., even if it could result in some short-term violence. The U.S. airstrike against the Quds Force commander is getting mixed reactions. The big question is whether the U.S. is better with Qasem Soleimani dead or alive.
The decision to take out Soleimani was a risky one, but a wise one, and we have eliminated one of the major factors operating against U.S. interest in this region.
Ty Cobb is a former special assistant in the Reagan administration. He says killing the general of one of the Middle East's most militant groups is a good thing for the U.S.
His Quds Force was one of the main elements that was conducting activities against U.S. interests throughout the region.
Cobb says Soleimani's death will cause some unrest in the Middle East, but that violence was expected either way.
There will be repercussions, but there would have been activities by the Quds Force against U.S. interests in that region no matter what.
He says Soleimani's death is a significant step in the battle against Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guard, especially when you consider the weakening of Iran's economy.
The United States' decision to take out Soleimani comes at a time when the sanctions have weighed heavily on Iran and crippled its economy.
The economy is one reason why he thinks Iran doesn't have the means to carry out significant strikes against the U.S., instead falling back on other forces to conduct terrorist attacks.
My guess is that any attempt by Iran to retaliate against this attack will result in a massive retaliatory strike by the U.S.
Cobb says any terrorist attack would probably come against civilians or military bases and embassies. He says that Soleimani's death also hurts other radical groups in the Middle East. Covering the big story live in the newsroom, Paul Nelson, 2 News.